Hi everybody, it's Lydia here. Today's Tag Tuesday is the social media tag. I was tagged by Sabrina at Sabrina Everywhere. I will link her below, so let's do this thing. So this tag is based on all the social media website accounts things, and every book that you pick is inspired by a social media account, basically. So let's do this. So the first one is Twitter, what is your favourite short book? And for me that is The Boy in the Striped Pyjamas by John Boyne. I love this book so much. It's about a 9-year-old boy named Bruno who lives in Germany during World War II, and his father is a high-ranking officer in the army, and they are moved out of their beautiful house in Berlin into this kind of desolate countryside area, and it turns out his father is in charge of a concentration camp. It's an extremely emotional book, I'm not gonna lie. It's about Nazi Germany, it's about a concentration camp, it's going to be a difficult read, but the hardest thing about this book is because it's told from Bruno's point of view, you see it all through his eyes, and he kind of just doesn't understand what's going on and why these people are in this camp. He doesn't understand who his father is, and it's kind of, you understand what's going on but he doesn't, and it's that whole dramatic irony thing and it's heartbreaking, but it's so well written. I would honestly really recommend it. And if you haven't read it and you're thinking about watching the film, don't read the book first. The film is good, but it just doesn't work as well as the book does, so read the book. So next up is Facebook, what book did everyone pressure you to read? And for me that is We Were Liars by E. Lockhart. Not gonna lie, I really don't like this book. I don't see the fuss over it. I found it really cliche and just didn't enjoy it at all. It was so over the top, and I'm sorry if you like it, but I really don't understand all the fuss about it. So yeah, that's my book everyone pressured me to read. Next up is Tumblr, what book did you read before it was cool? And for me that is Atonement by Ian McEwan. I read this before the film came out, and ever since the film came out people have always said, oh, the film's beautiful and everything, and the film is beautiful, the cinematography is amazing, but read the book because it's so much better. Like, it's just one of those books that I don't think transfers very well to film. Like, it's a good film, but I didn't feel in comparison to the book it was anywhere near as good, so read the book, read the book, read the book. Next up is MySpace, remember that? God. Oh. Anyway, MySpace is a book you don't remember whether you liked or not, and for me that is The Fault in Our Stars by John Green. I read this like, I don't know, a few years ago, and I think maybe I just got wrapped up in the kind of hysteria of it. I did enjoy it, and there were parts of it I thought it was well written, but I think maybe I didn't like it as much as I thought I liked it. Like, I went to see the film a couple of months ago and I enjoyed it, but then I was watching it and thinking, I don't know whether I remember this being like this, and did I enjoy it when I read it? So yeah, I'm not sure. I think I did. I don't know. I'll have to reread it at some point. Next up is Instagram, a book you thought that was so beautiful you had to Instagram it. I don't really have Instagram, I have it but I don't use it, so. But I remember when I got this book, I posted a picture to Facebook because I thought it was so beautiful, and that is S by J.J. Abrams and Doug Dorse, because the inside is amazing, and look at it, it's got stuff stuck in it and everything, and it's just like wow, and why wouldn't you want to read this book? And I haven't read it yet because it takes so long to read, but yeah, it's beautiful, and read it. Next up is YouTube, a book that you wish would be turned into a movie, and for me that is Shadow and Bone by Leigh Bardugo and the entire Grisha series. I had kind of mixed feelings about this series in general, but I'm not gonna lie, it would look amazing as a film, and I think it would work really well as a film, and I think maybe the film rights have been snapped up already, so hopefully, you know, it will happen at some point. It should do, it's so popular. But yeah, that's my book I wish was turned into a film. Next up is Goodreads, a book you recommend to everyone, and for me that is The Bone Season by Samantha Shannon. If you haven't read it yet, please read it, it's so good, and you should go watch my review of it because I absolutely love this book, and I basically talk about how wonderful it is for 6 minutes, so click there and watch it now. The final question? I don't know. Thing in this tag is MSN, an old book, and for me this is Child of Communism by Eve Pfeiffer. Now this is a really random book to pick, I know, but it's the oldest book I have on my bookshelf, and this is a book that I'm pretty sure I heard about in like a history textbook when I was in school. I was an absolute history buff, I still am, but I was an absolute history buff, and I really wanted to read this book because it sounded really interesting. And so I got my mum to get it for me for my birthday, and she somehow tracked it down. Apparently it was really difficult to track down, but she got hold of it, and it's just about someone growing up in communism. But the great thing about this is that it was published in 1958, but there's a dedication in the front of it that is the 20th of September 1960, and in brackets it says, Khrushchev arrived in America yesterday, 19th of September. And I just thought that was so kind of interesting. This is a book about someone growing up in communism, and it's got like this dedication that's talking about things that are happening in the Soviet Union, about this politician and stuff. And so that's the oldest book I have, and I have yet to read it, but I do really want to read it because it's just, I'm really interested in like historical memoirs and stuff, and just hearing about life in those societies. I just find it really fascinating. So I haven't yet read this. I will read it at some point, and it is the oldest book on my bookshelf. It's like 56 years old, so the oldest book by quite a while. But yeah, that's the old book. So that is the social media tag. Thank you, Sabrina, for tagging me. I'm now going to tag Nikki at Nikki Lives Now and Matt at Matt and His Books. You can check out them below. I will link them for you. And until tomorrow, I will see you then. Bye!